Hey guys, this is Andy. The last video we did was how to create a good company name. This video we're doing how to create a good logo that goes with that name. So first point, your logo is the first thing people see and very often creates a memory trigger. So when people see that, even without the company name, they're going to notice that logo and it's going to stick in their name. Think of brands like Coke, Pepsi, Ford, Chevy, IBM. You can think of logos before you see the name and you recognize that company. McDonald's, the Golden Arches. So a great logo designs do not just happen by accident. They happen by people putting a lot of thought and time and creative and energy into it. And we want your logo to be, pop out. People can see it and recognize it and actually have a memory trigger going back to that. So first point I want to make before I get into my tips is I can't teach you creativity. Creativity is something that you have to you're born with that talent. But if you don't feel like you have a lot of creativity, don't feel like you can't ask other people. Find somebody that is kind of creative, or find an art student maybe, or somebody that's willing to share some of their concepts with you, or you can bounce ideas off of. But if you're not creative, find somebody that you can use their creativity. Point number one when it comes to logo design is and I think is probably the most important one, is simplicity. Simplicity, let's talk about colors first in simplicity. You want to keep your logo to at least 3, but no more than 4 colors. Now, my particular logo has 4 colors into it, and we've tried to pare it down to less. We do have a 2-color format that we use sometimes, but no more than 4 colors. You're going to run into issues when you go to do printing or marketing things. So 2 or 3 colors is really the sweet spot. Use a unique font or typeface when you're doing this, and when you go to talk to a graphics art designer, they'll be able to find unique typefaces and fonts for you, and they might be able to create their own customized for your particular logo. Branding consistency. Now, a logo says a lot about your specialty. Are you fast? Are you reliable? Are you trustworthy? Maybe you're environmentally friendly. Maybe you're a strong brand, or maybe you lean more towards a female or a male genre. You're going to want to put that into your logo so that it appeals to the market that you're going towards. Number 2, first is simplicity. Number 2 is memorability. You want to be able to have a logo that really sticks in somebody's mind. So we have a chess piece, as you can see on my logo here. We have a knight, and many roofing companies that I have encountered, they all have a type of roof in their logo, whether it's a little man on the roof or a little house or some kind of gable end, and they tend to not stick in people's memories because there's so many of them. And I picked a chess piece because it just kind of sticks in people's memory as a unique thing, and it's helped us a lot. So use something that is unusual. Virgin Mobile, I know that when Richard Branson created that, he used Virgin because that particular word was kind of edgy or kind of taboo at the time, so it would stick in people's mind. So think about outside of the box as kind of how you're going to create the name, so for its or the logo for memorability. Number 3 is market testing. So you're going to want to test your logo when you're talking before you launch it. You can use suppliers, you can use family, associates. You can even go on the web and use there's a website called I think it's called Amazon's Mechanical Turk. That's probably a couple years old. There might be some other ones now where you can actually put your logo on there and people can vote on it and look at it and tell you if it's a good logo or not. So that's Amazon's Mechanical Turk. Number 4, take advice. I think this is a really important one because a lot of times is people that are in the marketing arena or in the merchant arena where we're trying to sell stuff. We tend to want to try to sell to people the way we buy stuff, the way we want to be sold. And it's the same thing. We're coming up with a logo. We have our own misconception, preconceived notions, and we want to be able to come up with a logo that entices other people, that other people enjoy, not just us. I want to make sure that I have a logo that other people like, not just, hey, I think this is cool. For example, I was going to wrap my truck with a cool design, kind of a medieval look with flames and everything. And after it got laid out, I got to thinking, hey, I think this is really cool. Flames and a warrior on the side. But really, if I'm pulling up onto a building owner's job site and I'm potentially going to give a price for $250,000, $300,000 on a roof, even though that truck might look really cool in a truck show or on the dunes, it might not look so cool on a commercial job site trying to give a professional bid. So think about your target, think about your customer that you're trying to sell to, and try to make your logo appeal to that type of person. In closing, the last point that I want to do is any logo that you have, you want to make sure that it's in a vector format. Now, I wrote this down because a vector format probably isn't something you're familiar with. Make sure your logo is in a vector format. If you don't know what a vector artwork is, basically there are the maps on software like in Adobe Illustrator, allowing you to scale shapes to infinite sizes without losing the quality. Instead of looking at pixels like in Photoshop, it looks at mathematics using border radiuses. This helps for when you put logos on billboards, and is also legible on a thumbnail pic, such as in social media. So any kind of logo you want to make sure that it will be able to look good on a billboard and also in a little thumbnail pic if you're going to put it on social media. So those are my tips for today. I hope you can come up with some really awesome logos, and don't be afraid to engage with somebody that can do artwork to give you some little testing shots before you send it off to get put into color format. But be creative with it. Think outside of the box. Maybe even do some Google words on Google and come up with some existing pictures. Hope this helps, and I'd love to see the comments down below to see what you come up with, maybe some ideas. Don't forget to like our page and subscribe. That really helps us to grow our page. And Merry Christmas.